Permadeath.
Hello, everyone.
Was this
Welcome
about
back to
permadeath?
another
Right.
Wednesday night.
Permadeath. I just noticed the permadeath marker. And I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, if
I
one
guess
of
so.
if one of our characters dies, we now know what happens. Your spirit gets put into a
Permanent,
bottle and stuffed into a bag.
That doesn't sound
Yeah.
very permanent.
Raja just slings it into a bag and carries it around with her for the rest of her life.
So
Yeah.
Raja left it as a gift for Demas's return.
There it is. Yeah.
Awesome.
What could go wrong?
Which is
With
the
the little
overlay that
handwriting
I
note.
should have changed before we started. So, yeah.
Oop. Oop.
So, too bad you are Raja and Milos now. That's it. That's
Okay.
anyway. Hi everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night on the High Shelf Gaming channel. Home of the video stuff from the High Shelf Gaming podcast, which is David's thing.
I'm just loving this. Like, you should do the whole thing. No, yeah. So
Make it...
Home of the Lions, or
yeah. So
Santima's high school
do...
football rules. That's
God, what a great reference. Okay, so we stream actual plays. On the weekends we do Cyberpunk. On Wednesdays we do this Blades of the Dark, where we are all scumbags, but not to one another generally. If we can help it. Yeah, and then we are also a podcast, and I'm hoping to get the podcast started up again soon. It was on basically a hiatus because of coronavirus blowing up my real world with too much work. And that is finally getting to a place where I can do podcast stuff again. So that'll be coming out on highshelfgaming.com. If you go into Twitch, the About Us area, there's a bunch of links down below for the Facebook group, the Discord, the thing, the merchandise, all that stuff is there. If any of that is of interest to you, by all means get into it. If you join our Discord, that's where we launch all our games from. So like the next role-playing game we all want to do, like on stream or off stream or whatever, we organize that on Discord and you can join up. So hook in or don't, whatever. It's all good either way. So
we're not here to tell you what to do.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know nobody's dad. Like, let's just get this going. If
You're somebody's dad.
Not
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
You are one person's dad.
I am one human being's dad for now. So, anyways, until I die. So, everybody at home, I think we're about ready to get started on our Duskfall adventures as some characters have returned from prison. Jagos, welcome back to the chat. Mike, I'm gonna hand it back to you, but
we got some energy going in here.
Yeah.
That's good. We can focus. Everything's fine. Yes, so welcome out where we're playing Blades in the Dark. Ta-da! Once again. It is a role-playing game by John Harper. You can find it on his website. You can find it on DriveThruRPG. You can buy it in print from Evil Hat Press and I think Indie Press Revolution. It's great. Everybody should buy it. It's the best game that was ever written. So say I. And of course, I have like some sort of useful opinion on anything.
You're a voice of authority on the internet on this topic, as you run a game about it right now.
Yes. Well, according to the guy who was literally running that game, it's a really good game. Yeah. Yeah, so in this game, everybody is a scoundrel, someone trying to make ends meet and get ahead, typically through illegal means. In our case, everyone is a member of a crew called the Faceless, who are spies and saboteurs, information brokers, occasional demolitionists, but mostly not.
We haven't done a lot of that.
Jailbreak artists, that's, yeah. It's a diverse group. Anyway, yes, Blades of the Dark is set in a world where 1,000 years ago, it used to be your typical fantasy world with like wizards and demons and all that kind of stuff, until a great cataclysm happened that snuffed out the sun. So now it's sort of like being in Victorian London, where it's permanently nighttime and you're surrounded by a wall of lightning to keep out angry ghosts. So, with that said, last time... Oh, we did something.
We captured we
interrogated the robot cat body thing, steampunk cat body thing with a globe with the ghost of Basobaz as attached to it, kind of being the pilot for this little mechanical cat. Yeah.
we almost all died, but we didn't. So everything's fine.
Everything's good. We're all
Take a
good.
bit
Yeah.
of damage in that whole scene.
Who did?
I didn't take a bit of damage
Oh,
in
that's
that whole
good.
scene.
That's good.
Yeah.
I almost died.
Couple people got new traumas.
Traumas.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't do it on purpose, though.
You had a
It's true.
mechanical cat try to burn down your entire building. Yeah, it was, stuff happened. It was a
Yeah.
busy game.
Stuff
Yeah, right?
happened.
But yeah, so that was days ago at this point, right? And the gutter snipes have been warning that, like, the lady with the teeth and hello, darling, has been telling us to tell you, Mr. Ghost, that the boat's gonna arrive. Boat's coming. It's gonna get here. And we also kind of like sync back up because we did this thing where we had people who were on vacation and we kind of went up a week ahead with some characters and like so we get to kind of bring everything back together tonight.
Thank goodness.
Oh, it's all coming together.
Yes. Um. So yeah, the gutter snipes will tell Casey, um, it would be nice if I let you all introduce your characters again. Um, though which character it is for a couple of you may be a question. Um,
Who do you want to start?
Can I ask you a question?
yes, you can.
Do we just can Demas and Maribel just walk back in and see the guys' response instead of, hey, we're all just here? Could we have a
Absolutely, we can absolutely do that scene where it's like everybody's hanging out inside the
Dog.
hideout, and then like, wait, why is the door to the hideout opening? We're all here, right?
Right.
Like,
Everybody who should be here is here. Yeah.
I will never pass up the opportunity to triumphantly throw a sack of gold onto a table. Like that is, it doesn't get much better than that ever.
Cool.
So how are we doing character introductions or are we doing that scene right now?
um,
Tell me what to do.
Who are we?
yeah, let's do character introduction. And we can start with Ohm.
Okay.
Because Ohm is definitely here, and then we can do Griffiths.
Ohm
Griffith
is a
is definitely
constant.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ohm is
so
the through line. Ohm and Griffith are the through line for the entire
for better or worse, the two Taikarosi are the mainstays so far. Yeah, so I play Ohm, Empty Ohm, which is a Taikarosi. I am the leech for the group, so I'm the saboteur, the tinkerer, and Ohm is a disgraced inventor. Their shop got tossed at the beginning of this game, which forced Ohm into skullduggery and scum villainy, and that's what I'm doing now with these lot. Ohm is a they them sort of person. They don't really have an assigned gender, and they are most noted by being rather tall and striking, and their primary Taikarosi feature, which is their kind of half demon feature, is that where I have a solid neck as a human being, there are like holes in Ohm's neck and upper shoulder area where like their head is being supported by a lattice work of bones and tendons, but there's like gaps between all of them, and it's creepy. So sometimes Ohm wears a turtleneck just to make people feel more comfortable around them, and that's it. That's Ohm.
Does the inside of the neck holes get cold? Is that also part of the turtleneck?
Yeah.
Coziness.
I do like the idea that sometimes it is a bit chilly, so there's like a ribbon or like a very delicate scarf that could be interwoven in there, like a little lacy thing, or the turtleneck, right? So yeah, that's fair. We gotta regulate body temperature in this
It rains a
area.
lot. It might get a little chill.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a mystery of how like Ohm's food and vocal cords really all work. I kind of like to think that it's not obvious,
But they do. And that's
but
what
they
matters.
do. That's right.
It's just because you
So-
have the correct balance of humors. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Ohm talks, does it sound like regular like non-Taikarosi people like that, or is it like some sort of other like
Yeah,
buzzing,
great question.
echoing like something strange about like
I'm actually not super sure if their voice has any kind of different pitch or tone to it. I've in my head it's been normal this whole time, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to think on that.
There's a gentle whistling breeze every
Gentle
time they
stop,
speak.
stop, like blowing over a Coke bottle.
Is it like when
Stop.
you have like a cartoon snake and all the S's get really accented? It's like,
Yeah,
stop!
we
I'll
go.
have to say something, right? Like,
that would be bad. That would be bad because then like despite wearing masks that like hide their face and project other people's faces over them, there'd never be a way for to like disguise who they were.
Fair.
I
It's
mean,
got to be disguisable, whatever it is.
Right. So yeah,
Careless whisper.
that's where I get off. A character description. Please, somebody else do it.
okay. So Casey, how would you tell us about Griffith?
hey, how y'all doing? I play as Griffith. He goes by the alias Ghost. I am the hound of the group. He is a little reckless, but a nice guy. Maybe a little vicious now. And he likes hunting the most dangerous game. What that is, we don't know. His most being Takarosi, he is a shark-like being, dark-skinned, gills, and very sharp teeth, with a possible gold one at this point. We don't know, but he has been in quite a dilemma here lately. A lot of things have happened, and he's just kind of like done with it, ready for the sweet release of death at this point in his mind.
Oh,
You
But
can't,
your
you
wife
can't
is
be
showing
that
up.
far. Your wife's arriving. God.
You
Yeah.
freed from a demon curse.
Up to this point,
things
you
are
didn't know.
things are looking up.
end it now. End it, please.
He got mauled by a steampunk cat. He is not in a happy spot right now.
That was it. That's the last
That was
straw.
the straw that broke the camel's
Demon
back.
curse. All right, I'm here for it. But
Right.
you throw a mechanical cat at me? No sir.
That's why I'm a dog person.
Game
Oh yeah, and
over.
he has a 3-headed dog by the name of Cerberus that he loves very dearly. Not it for him.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, also in kind of like the back of this shop, as we're kind of like opening the view, there's also Milos, who's like the big sailor dude, right? Like he's
Yeah, got the tricorn hat at the request. At the request of our game
Thank you,
master, he's got
thank
the
you.
big tricorn hat and the great coat for braving the mists. I don't know, what does this water that looks like inky blackness even do? Right? Like, does it mist? Does it
if you stare deep enough into it, you see constellations. I know that much. So that's good.
He used to pull leviathans out of those, or what have you, the big demon whales.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Yes, the
With
giant
his bare hands.
tentacled demon whales that they harvest the blood from to use as like pseudo gasoline to power the lightning wall and all that sort of good stuff. It's all over the
He
place.
used
It's
his
great.
soul harpoon or whatever, right?
Before he decided to bind his soul to like something from the deep.
Something with thought tendrils is, I mean, that's all I know about it, really.
Yeah.
It's
And then
got
we also have
bioluminescence.
Yeah, no, it's not okay. The whole thing is very creepy. I'm so glad that Ohm has no idea. Because
Yeah,
you know
oh,
that Ohm would like crush and be
buzz.
like, why did they care about you when they should care about me?
Oh, that's right. Why we'll
I'm
crush,
gonna go
not
make
that
googly
it's
eyes at Satara
demon.
more.
Yeah, Ohm is
Ohm's got a
like
thing for power. That is
for powerful demons. Yes.
How do you feel about forgotten gods? Where
They're
does that
like-
sit on the cosmology scale?
I don't know. Ohm won't know until they're there.
Right.
How do you feel? Do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Cthulhu?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
So then also hanging out in here in this back room of like what used to be a shop and has been cleaned back up at least again. We've also got Raja who's hanging out back here, who's an Aruvian lady.
It's an Aruvian lady
That
who
mentioned before,
is
yes.
the group's whisper. And basically when she's needed, she is is there? Otherwise, she's just in the back reading a book and quietly passing judgment on everyone else.
Okay. So she may be like for a little bit farther back with like one of these like books of stuff. I think
Mhm.
maybe in the back, you may be trying to like um last time the crew took on another a cohort, another expert who works for you, who is Cass Pendrin. She goes by Coil, so she's probably in the back with like this set of goggles with like these like multiple little lenses on like prongs to things, and she's messing with something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like she's in the back like working on something related to the masks. Um,
And
so she's
I like
probably
to
she has like
I
yeah,
like
she's
to
got like
think
a
is
glass
like,
thing with like a tiny little drop of that treated demon blood where she's like waves something underneath it and you can see it do that like if you have the ferro fluid where it's metallic shavings and like oil and you wave a magnet under it, it like makes
oh yeah,
spikes and
start making a
stuff.
bunch of
Yeah.
like crazy shapes and everything. I love it. Yeah.
One
I
drop is all would let her have.
right. It's like no,
Yeah.
no. This is your week supply is that much. Yeah, I like to think that Kess will like when Kess is snacking, like while she's working, she might be snacking a little bit, and that she's snacking on something that's like alive. You know, like mealworms or like eels that are like fresh in tank or something like that, just to like kind of remind us all that she's a little savage. You know, that
Yeah.
like she's a little
It's
like
it's one of those things where like she's got like the little bowl. It's all and, like there's some sushi thing that I've seen before in videos on the internet, and it terrifies me. Where it's like it's rice and like the little octopus on top, and when they pour the little bit of soy sauce, it
oh
does the
yeah,
electrolytic action and like like it
yeah,
starts
yeah,
moving and stuff.
yeah.
Like that kind of thing is there.
Yeah, it's not there every day, but like
Yeah.
every so often, it's like, is her food moving? It's like kind of a Klingon thing, right? Like where they would eat the living stuff. It's
Gak.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
it's like that.
I don't know if any of you guys played Death Stranding, but there's like these little tiny things called like cryptobites or whatever. There's just these little floating like six-legged creatures that people just eat them, and it's so gross because the crunch. But it's like just some weird creature that people snack on.
That
I'm into
sounds
it.
terrible. All
I'm
right.
into it. Yeah, that's it needs to be unsettling, a little unsettling.
Yes, definitely. There is like, you know,
Katrina, you're unsettled. I see it.
we may stop with the description there so that we can revisit the like lines and veils discussion later. Because I feel like if this goes too far, I'm gonna put line and veil down. But like,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, she's back there and like you're like trying to be like, well, you know, you want it to be and a little to the left, and like she's just like doing her thing and not entirely listening to you. Like I know what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I know what I'm doing, and like cuts a piece off the thing and like you know off the tip of the knife into the mouth kind of deal.
I will leave you to it. Yes. And then like leaving the room. Good work.
Yeah. Like
I'm
she
not
doesn't really
intimidated.
go. She doesn't really go out of her way
learns
to
how to work with
acknowledge that you said like, okay, thanks, I'm out, like kind of thing. Like just like keeps going.
Yeah.
Also, that totally makes sense that Ope's not 100% sure how to work with others.
Especially someone who is like scary in a different way than what
Mhm.
Ohm is used to. It's like, oh yeah, you are unsettling, and I've been around unsettling people, but this is unsettling.
That's what does it.
Yeah.
So these people are in the back of the shop then, kind of hanging out, doing their thing. When, yeah, I mean, this door just boom, kick open, or like, you know, we've got a homecoming to plan here. Like, what's up with this?
It's definitely probably. I think kick open is appropriate. That
That
feels
will.
because this is feeling pretty triumphant. Like I'm still. Sometimes I still think about how well that mission went. It was
It did really good. We did really, really good.
It was like that one in our Cyberpunk game last week. It's like
Yeah.
those are the two that have gone the best. Like,
Best
nothing went bad.
A couple big triumphs.
Yeah. Just kick the door open. Demas is holding just a big old sack of money.
Ohm begins to peek out from behind whatever corner they hid behind when the door blew open.
Griffiths has done a barrel roll into the middle of the hallway with the gun axe ready to go.
So, what's for dinner?
Demas,
Maribel?
Put that thing away, Griffith. Jeez.
I'll throw the bag of money in a way to where it all spills out on the table, so you can see how much money we got.
yo, like Griffiths is all like, yes, ma'am, and just picks up a gold, like, what?
I've heard we haven't been making money.
Funds have been low, yes. Where did this come from? Where were you?
Prison. We stole it. Right? That's what we do, right? We steal things.
You were in prison this whole time?
I told you this.
What did you think I was?
I thought he went away. I knew you were going to prison, Maribel. I'm glad to see that they already let you out. But I thought you just went away.
Yo, I'm gonna go take a walk. How you doing, buddy?
Right.
I tried to tell him.
Right.
Glad they
How
let
are
you
the
out.
masks coming?
Must have been on good behavior. Yes.
Yes, the best behavior. How are the masks coming?
They are quite well. If you don't mind, have a seat. I will bring you your mask.
Sure.
And Ohm is gonna go and grab a fucking Demas's mask, right? And like it's probably been in a case covered in like silk or whatever, untouched for a little while, kind of thing. And Ohm will take it out and kind of make sure that the little fetish compartment is occupied with something like a tooth of some like jackrabbit or something like that. Like a big fanged rabbit tooth.
Banicula. Right.
There you go. Banicula. Shut up. I love it. Okay.
Are y'all too old
I
for
remember
those?
that book.
Did y'all not have those?
I'm just telling you.
I
Stop.
had that.
So, yeah.
I
Sorry,
appreciate
Jagos.
that.
By fetish, I mean like small magical object, not like whips and chains.
BDSM.
Right. Not that. It's the classic definition of fetish, which is
It's a different game we play.
we don't play that on stream. So, anyways,
You're missing out.
So Ohm brings the mask over, and it's like this inky black, right? And Ohm says, "Here, stay here, and just wear this for a few moments, and a face will appear upon it."
Whose face?
Well, if you give it time, your face.
Oh. Okay. We'll wear it.
And while you're doing that, could you both? It is good to see you both, very much.
It's good to see you too.
I thought you were going to be away for some more time, Maribel. What happened?
We left.
Oh, you can just do that.
We can.
We can.
Why didn't you do it sooner?
I needed Maribel.
Oh. Well, we sent you Maribel, so that worked out then.
It did. Yeah, that would have taken at least probably another 2 weeks to put together if Maribel hadn't shown up.
How convenient for us that I did. We were able to work our magic, if you will, to do what was necessary to allow us to be free. In that time, we also acquired some goods. And she'll gesture towards the gold that we've since gotten rid of, and bring back as a prize to the group.
Are you being hunted?
No.
Our sentences ended a week ago, right?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It was a clerical error, right? I should have been out last week, and Maribel should have been out last week. It's crazy how the dating on that system goes.
Oh,
It's very archaic, their system.
this is exciting. I'm so glad that a clerical error let you both out so easily, and returned so much gold. Returned, gifted. You found
We
this,
kind of
didn't you?
found it on our way out.
Found is a good.
I like this. I like when we find things. We're
So did Demas and I.
And
this
we
is
found a ton more things to do.
this is good. We have been very busy. Unfortunately, we have not acquired so many coin as you have.
But Ghost is still alive. I told you, Demas, I wasn't sure if that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's good.
So
That is good.
we have
The
not.
place looks great.
It's quite clean.
One of the crew, Milos, much to my consternation, has cleaned up everything and relocated all of my things. I've since located them and put them in the proper place. He and I are currently in a disagreement about what a mess is, but we're figuring it out.
Well, at least there aren't any holes in the stairs. I think that we can agree is a good move.
He's done a good job.
Yeah, I suppose. That was where I kept some of the reagents, but I've found a new home for them.
Perhaps
Probably
one
for
of
the
the cupboards.
best. Yeah.
Cupboards, yes. Right next to the rice.
Noted. For the next time any of us cook. Great.
It's probably like mushroom rice too. It's like a riced mushroom that cooks the same way. Like it's not even like a grain.
Real
Please,
rice,
we
yeah,
cannot, we
No,
cannot afford
just a
grains.
finely chopped mushroom that people call riced mushroom.
Do it.
No,
It
they do
works.
grow some kinds of grains down in like the farm area inside the city.
Okay.
There's actually like one of the Ministry of Preservation is responsible for distributing food to the citizens, but it's like never a lot. It's that many citizens.
It's
so.
not that good. It's not that efficient. There's all kinds of corruption, of course.
Here, have some gray grain. And what kind is this? Is this wheat? It's like it's grain. Like,
Yes, be
take it.
happy that you have
yeah.
food.
We have allocated it as grain in the food pyramid. This is great. This
we-
is meat.
Yes.
Oh my god. That's brilliant.
Vegetable.
So I assume the demon is taken care of and Zatara is
Yeah, was there something
Neutral?
about Lord Skurlock in there?
yes.
What exactly has been going?
Oh, yes.
Sounds quite complicated. I'm not
We-
sure how.
We've had quite the time while you've been away, Demas and Maribel. But no worries. The hideout is still safe. We found a lurker, someone following us and learning about us, and we caught the lurker. It was a small cat, mechanical cat, with a soul trapped inside of it.
You captured that.
We did. We captured the cat and we interrogated the cat and learned many things. And
How do you
Get
interrogate a
ready-
cat?
well,
Oh, get ready for this, Demas.
the cat. It was the size of a cat and shaped like a cat. It was mechanical in nature, and inside of it was a shard of the demon heart, the same demon that Ghost, my cousin, interacted with. That demon heart was able to produce vast gouts of flame. Very dangerous animal, but we disabled it, and we removed the soul. You'll never guess who is inside this thing. Oh, by the way, your face is done. And Ohm will take off the mask and show you your face to you.
That's a bit unsettling, but I think that works. I think we want that. Maybe.
And he pops a little compartment open, and inside is a long fang from a jackalope, and they remove that. This stores your face in the mask. If you ever needed to be spotted in two places at once, have this on a mask. Have someone run down the street with your face
That's
presented.
good. That would have been. Yes, that's good. That's very good.
And there are more. I have faces of many people, some who no longer exist, and we can do creative things with them. So, anyways, it was
Boz.
That guy.
Really?
What?
Yes, sir. That fool
Raj.
came back.
Raj, come here. Come here. Show him.
Raja would come up and bring the spirit bottle and present it to Demas.
Oh man. He's just gonna look in it. He's gonna pick it up with two hands.
It's
Just gonna
got like,
look in it.
yeah, kind of pale blue pearlescent smoke inside that like swirls into a face that just stares at you angrily. Like,
When I killed you, what are you still doing here? You want to say hi, Maribel?
It's good to see you again.
Oh, that's right. You two know each other.
Indeed.
I wonder if he put that together before
Oh,
now.
well, that's what I was gonna say here, but I think he's been following around and like trying to track
Yeah,
people for like
I
a
was there when
while.
he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
I
yeah,
couldn't
there's
quite
definitely
remember.
like another twinge there of like these are like the real faces of the people, and one of them was Maribel. You know.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I always told you to be careful.
I
My
think he does like an angry thing where like he kind of like does like a cartoonish, like his jaw detaches kind of thing, and it like snaps the side of the jar like facing Maribel's side before it kind of like pulls back a little bit. But he
That's
still just
very
sits there. It's like just an
cute.
angry looking face in there.
Can he
Just
get out of that?
furious.
he's very feisty. I don't know, Raj.
I think Raj says no, he can't because he can't, right?
Right?
No,
we could
the
let
bottle's
him.
closed,
he
right?
We could let him
couldn't
out.
get himself out. If something happens to the bottle, he'd get out. Yeah.
Yeah, Raj would be very careful with the bottle because that would
Yeah.
be problematic. But
Got it with two hands.
Yeah. I am going a bit backwards here. So we found, we interrogated, questioned. Wasn't a full interrogation. I didn't have to use any implements. We questioned, and he provided a great deal of information about what Lord Skurlock is up to, which is developing a machine of war, I believe, to visit great pain and rage upon the Lady in Black.
Who?
Uh,
Oh,
Zatara.
no, I know about that one.
Oh, you
Mm.
do know about Satara? Yes, Satara is
I think
wonderful.
so. That's bad.
Down, cousin.
It is the nature of our agreement with Satara to have discovered what Skurlock was up to, and I think as a bonus we have maybe hindered those plans.
We
by
picked a
capturing
side in the war, and it was Zatara's, apparently.
That's a good side to pick.
I agree.
I'm on board with that. That
Skurlock
might
was
be beneficial.
Skurlock was less warm.
That,
No.
okay.
And so
Trying
we
to
had
interpret that in a way that's not like what it actually means. Trying to figure out if Demas could figure out another way to interpret that would be a little uncomfortable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Skurlock,
Skurlock, we had an arrangement with Skurlock that was going to involve an unspecified amount of my time working on an undefined project for Skurlock.
Okay.
And after having that meeting with him and that agreement, that tacit agreement, we found the woman in black, Satara, and had a discussion and learned that the two are at conflict with one another, and she needed to know what Skurlock was up to. Satara did, and we promised to deliver that information to her in exchange for saving Ghost's life from the demon mark.
Right. And that was the one that you had in your little warehouse, isn't it? And you
Let's not
taunt Bazo Baz a little more.
And she did that. We went back to the warehouse. I think she ate the demon.
Ate the demon?
Or destroyed it bodily. It is gone. And she utterly destroyed it. Seeing her form before it stands to reason snakes can eat things that are many times larger than them. So I consider that perhaps she ate him.
That's why it's logical she destroyed him. Yes. Is Raja like in the main room with them, or does she like back towards like
I think she's
the
still
door towards
in
like the back room kind of deal?
Yeah, she hasn't
the
been excused
room.
yet. Yeah, she hasn't been dismissed or anything, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Not that
everything
anybody
now.
would dismiss her.
I think where Raj is at, she may notice. She's back like towards that door that kind of goes to the back area where like she was kind of hanging out with the book, and like that's where Cass is working and like the table and stuff like that. And she could just Cass say something. Which Cass has not been talking at all while working. And Cass says something that's like old archaic Eruvian.
Mm-hmm.
That like it's not real loud. She kind of like mumbles it to herself, like sitting there. Um, it sort of translates as like a gilded bird cage of the demon's heart. And then she's like just kind of goes back to continues working there.
What do you mean? Like Raja will look back at her, and she'll ask in Arubian.
I think she'll set her tool down for a second because like she doesn't really speak Eruvian, but there's a lot of like
Okay.
art, a lot of like that archaic Eruvian is what's used in like a lot of like arcane research type stuff.
Mhm.
So like she knows some of it from that, and she's like, the thing they were talking about, it's the thing, right? There's like this name from an archaic Eruvian
Oh.
mystical thing. It's like,
Huh.
yeah, the one that was at the Lampblack's warehouse.
Yes.
Wait,
So
you
it was
know
some
about
kind
this?
of it was some kind of cage that Satara destroyed. Is that what you're talking about?
The demon was imprisoned through an apparatus. And that was an Eruvian apparatus?
Mm,
It was an arcane apparatus, and a lot of arcane stuff is
Arubian.
recorded in like this archaic Eruvian dialect.
Okay. Did you have much experience with the cage?
So like me?
Yeah.
I mean, I know what it is. I know how you build it. I've seen the plans.
Oh,
Where have you seen the plans?
Because everybody else picked the name for this character and it matches up to someone else. Because my father built it for them.
How very interesting.
Who is this? I don't know this person.
That was all Raja, by the way. Not...
Yeah.
I don't know this person.
Yes.
Yes, we picked Cass Penderin as the name of our person who worked for us.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that name important?
Demas meets Cass Penderin. She
that,
is,
by the way, is not Cass in the picture.
right.
But yeah,
Cass is helping us advance a number of tinkering projects that we are embarked on.
Good. Yeah. She seems to know what she's talking about. That's always nice.
She is quite confident, yes.
Who is your father?
Talker Penderin.
Is that a familiar name, like a household name or something?
It's not like a household name. I know it came up once upon a time. When they built the ghost bombs, there were two people working for the Lampblacks. One of them was Edmund Colburn, who was a sapper from the military, who built all the explosives. But they were also working with a Whisper, who did all the ghost work for it, and that's Talker Penderin.
Ah.
So her dad loaded all the ghosts for the ghost bomb and helped them build this machine that they were building for Skurlock to steal a demon's heart.
Do you know
That's
if your
very good.
father is currently working with Skurlock?
I don't. Or we're Mike not getting into characters goes badly. She kind of like raises an eyebrow and like goes back to like looking at the thing that she's tinkering with. She's like, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Okay. Ohm gets quieter, not wanting her to hear everything now. And like looks nervously at Demas and Maribel, like, ugh.
I think as she's there working, she goes back and like with one hand she's like kind of tinkering, and then with the other she like reaches down onto the floor and there's like a broom that was knocked down, and she keeps tinkering, and with the broom she like pushes the door shut so you're not interrupting her while she's working anymore. Like I'm done with you guys. Bye. like out. Like,
Do you check references before you invite people into the place? I am just wondering.
Yeah, well, there were a number of names that we could have pulled, and
Was there a hiring process?
there was a process by which we found this human, yes. But I would not call it a hiring process in the classic sense. No.
we
She
gave a
seems
list
capable.
to Craig, and then he came back with options.
Well,
It was
there's
free,
not
so they weren't very good options.
the trouble is that there are not a lot of places where we can go and conduct a formal interview.
Is there a contract?
There
At
is
the
an
very
agreement.
least, at the bare
Yes, there is an agreement.
Should go shake her hand.
NDAs, all that kind of thing.
What is an NDA?
Non-disclosure agreement.
No, if she discloses, she dies. I'm pretty sure.
That is a non-disclosure agreement of sorts. Yes. Okay. I'm satisfied.
Thing is,
I'm
that actually is exactly the non-disclosure agreement that Milos or that Demas can set up.
Right. Yeah. No, that's pretty much the same thing. There's no need for me to do anything at this point. It has been done. Okay. As long as we're on the same page. Okay.
Yeah, she is she is capable and works for coin. I don't know her to be especially fond of us like the gutter snipes are, but she works very hard.
There's a cheer from outside. Did you say their name?
Yeah. Senpai noticed us.
There's like three of them with their ears pressed against the door at all times, just checking to see if their name comes up. They said their name. We're good. Yes.
Still like us.
We might get dessert.
I feel there's more to fill you in on. So the reason why we had these deals made was to free Ghost from this affliction.
Right.
But the reason why Ghost got the affliction was we were following up with what the Wraiths were doing. And the Wraiths were going into the old Lampblack building and taking things from there. Out of the bombed out warehouse, or out of the destroyed warehouse, there was a demon heart extracted and given to Skurlock. Skurlock has this demon heart in his possession. When we fought the cat-sized hull that was powered by a shard of the demon heart, it was incredibly powerful.
Right.
He has the rest of it still. Whatever it is plugged into, if it becomes operational, it will be unlike anything any of us have ever seen in our lifetimes.
Okay. The thing I need to know is what is left to do with this, because the sooner that we distance ourselves from the situation, the better, I think.
You wish to move. I think that's a great idea.
Not physically, but
Oh.
metaphorically away from anything to do with Lord Skurlock and maybe Satara. We'll see.
I think that's gonna happen there, Demas.
As I recall, those
see.
aren't the only problems that were coming up on the docket before I left. Have those been fixed?
Yeah, where's
The-
your wife, Griffith?
Yeah, about that. Apparently, she's gonna be here. I don't know, a couple hours from now, and
He told me
there's-
she has a unicorn. I haven't
Six
seen a
months
unicorn in
I think I remembered that.
decades.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's the last of of her house.
And the bounty hunter?
Yep, that's still a problem.
Okay.
But
But
if I would suggest that I'm kind of on board with you, Demas, we need to at least get the information to Satara before we handle this issue of mine. If all else fails, I can handle it myself.
We need to conclude all pending contracts because we just found. I want to impress this upon all of you. We found a mountain of blackmail material. I'm talking more money than we have earned up to this point, times 10, probably.
oh,
Oh, I can get behind that.
But we've got to finish with all of this demon shenanigans. And frankly, it's shenanigans, and that's fine. I understand these things happen.
I believe
I
we
myself am tangentially involved in demon shenanigans. We need to excommunicate ourselves from all of it.
we have a we have to fulfill our end of the agreement to Satara, but
Okay.
otherwise the storm crows, right? Storm crows, yeah. The storm crows are handled, and
They were a group that came up after the lamp, or no, because the other.
They splintered from the crows.
Thank you,
Yeah.
from the crows.
So you had the crows and the storm crows.
Yeah.
I don't remember where that
Yeah,
fit
how are
in
the
terms
red
of like
sashes?
Demas's
Are we-
timeline.
the red sashes are doing better than ever. They've really ceded their control in this area, and we continue to pay them fealty, homage whenever we do operations in Crowsfoot.
Okay.
So they are maintaining relationships with us. We have not messed that part up. The wraiths have been dealt a severe blow. A number of their members have gone missing, and I believe by number, I think that number is 1 or 2.
2, cousin, 2.
2, yes.
Okay.
Milo saw to one personally, put him on a boat, and made sure that he got off the island, as it were.
Wait.
There's
Demas,
a look.
I'll explain the rest of that to you.
There's
later.
a look between Griffith and Demas, like, yeah, it was a fucking boat, and he's still alive.
He rowed him out to some island, is my understanding, and left him there.
Okay.
Yes.
I can ask Milos about that later.
Yeah, Milos
Probably
can
a
give
good
you the
idea.
details of where he is. Yeah, of
If-
course.
if-
You'll
needed,
have to
I-
do that on stream though, because we're.
I have to do that on stream.
So,
okay.
do we go speak to Satara, finish this out, and then figure out what the hell we're going to do about Griffith's wife?
I think there are 3 things before Griffith's wife that I would like to understand. Of course, Satara, we should fulfill that into the agreement,
Mhm.
and be good in her graces. We still have the hull itself. When we defeated it, we kept it, and it still has a shard of demon heart inside of it. It's an object of great power and value. I very much would like to spend time understanding it, taking it apart, maybe making us something of power.
Sounds great.
And then there is that in your hand. Who gets it? What do we do with it?
Yeah, as much as I'd like to have a new paperweight, that seems a bit reckless.
I know somebody who can get rid of it. He's big and he has a tricorn hat.
On that silly island, I think that we could get more for such a soul. I mean, this is
If we could
Ozobaz.
use it to power like a cuckoo clock or something, that would be ideal.
Yeah, he could be the element that comes out to greet you.
Raja thinks that the best thing to do is pay the proper amount of money to have the soul gone, like officially taken care of
Like
by the
destroyed in electroplasm, like how the spirit wardens would do, kind of deal.
I do
exactly.
like that.
Take
That's
it
a
to
good. That's a good finishing point, I think.
if we don't want him to him to come back and be a problem like Hutch is already.
true. I
Yeah,
wouldn't-
that's right. We still have Hutch to deal with. I forgot about him. He might not be happy with us.
No,
Um,
he's not. From like
Um,
upstairs. Like,
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay.
Yes, that is a problem as well. I would very much like to use him as a boon for one of our dealings. We have many people who would find value in having Bazobaz.
Raja disagrees wholeheartedly.
What I'm concerned of is Mr. Boz is a little upset with us.
Little.
Just a little. And having him out and about, even as a cuckoo clock, that could go awry. Right. Because that's a cuckoo clock that specifically hates us. So I would not like Mr. Boz to be in anything that could do physical harm to us. If that makes sense. And if that's an electroplasm, I would hate to waste 2 bullets on the gentleman as well. 1 was enough. So if we could do away with it before he regains some form that we would have to crush, that would be good.
Might I offer that our patrons or Satara herself may find value in having Bazobaz
I like that idea.
and may give us boon of some kind.
You know, now that I think about that, that might be good. Okay.
Maribel disagrees.
Maribel disagrees with that. Come on. I know Raj doesn't like it, but come on.
We don't know what our patron or Zatara will do with them.
That's true.
And if he gets out, he's certainly coming back for you and myself, Demas.
Right.
That is problematic.
He has learned that he can't beat us twice now.
Yeah, surely he wouldn't be dumb enough to try a 3rd time.
I know him pretty well. I
would be
think
the
he
charm.
is.
The charm.
That's fair. That's true. Perhaps we could offer him as a snack to Satara.
There is a price that I would accept for Bazobaz's soul from Satara.
Face.
This is it.
Sorry, keep going. I'm so sorry to interrupt your role play. I was just like the face that I got out of Maribel.
Yeah.
we're gonna get a TPK, and it's just gonna be the party that does it. Like,
Right. It's gonna be the end of Wanted with the curved bullet. Just Raven's gonna take us all out in one. He's gonna
somehow
Jolie
we
us.
managed to kill everyone in the entire campaign with that gun axe. That's
She can't be stopped.
Is the boon worth the danger?
Yeah, but we
If I can get what I
see
want,
what Satara
then-
did.
What do you want, Demas?
I want to be done with Paisley. And I have on good authority that Satara can make that happen.
With Maisley?
I mean, she did-
your
she did
contract.
bring-
I did tell Demas that we heard that Zatara told us about Maisley when we met her.
It seemed to Maisley was in good health
he'll-
and being
he'll-
taken care of.
Davis will start rolling up his sleeve, or there's just like the inky black snake just taking over pretty much every other piece of art on his body at this point, probably. And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm familiar."
Oh, I
We
know
should
that feeling.
probably get rid of that.
Is this?
I don't know
this-
that Bazobaz is worth that. And he'll kind of look at the spirit bottle every time he mentions, like, I don't think he's worth that, but maybe.
little
if we
spirit
get
bottles.
lucky.
Like,
I'm having real fun playing 2 characters. Raj is because I have information on 2 different characters. Raja would point out that he did mention that they have some sort of religion that they are part of, so it might be something that Zatara would use against Skurlock.
Yeah,
She's
is
still
it?
not
Okay,
like down
if
for this.
I'm-
She thinks it should go to the Spirit Wardens. But
if I remember correctly, was Skurlock not like the patron of the Lamp Blacks?
Right,
for a while?
Skurlock and Skrillex was the patron of the Lampblacks, and
That's the
Baz
rich
and Skrillex worship the empty god. No, who is it?
Empty
They
vessel.
worship empty vessel. Thank you.
which was the urn with the holes, in it, right? Okay. Right. Okay. Let's
Wait.
leverage
The urn with the holes in it was the empty vessel,
It
and we
Is
stole
an
that?
referred
empty
to
vessel.
as the empty vessel. Yes.
and we stole that. And
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't just leave like high-priced artifacts of your religion like on a cupboard.
You
I'm just
shouldn't
now
leave them
connecting all
locked
this
up
as
in
a
your
player.
office.
This is amazing.
It was a
Ooh,
vessel and it
nice.
had holes in it. If you tried to put anything into it, it would remain empty. Yeah, I like
It's all coming back. Mike's like this
it. All
plot
it all
has
it all
made its
everything
way.
is
All
connected, right?
clicks.
Like
Uh,
As a player, this is amazing to me. I'm so sad I did not connect these dots sooner, Mike. I'm a bad human.
Much like Ghost Bomb.
Oh my god, yes, I so screwed that one up. Oh,
Oops.
it's okay.
Then-
Ghost Bomb 2 will get like that's.
Ghost
Ah,
Bomb
sorry,
2.
no spoilers. That's
Maribel will say, if that's what we need to do, Demas, to free you from whatever that is, then that should be our path.
Either that or someone needs to be on deck. Because when these sorts of contracts go bad, they go really bad.
as
Um,
I've learned, Demas, none of us are on deck.
That's what I think. So should we go do business with Satara? Is that I'm getting the sense that that is what is next for us, is disentangling ourselves from this conflict between Skrillex and Satara, which that sounds unlikely as I say it, but we can try.
I very much would like to be a part of this meeting.
Of course you would.
I see no reason why not.
Ohm's like in the back getting out his fine suit like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
His
Oh,
finest clothes.
yeah. They've got
the
like
neck
the
is out.
the
so
like white and blue with like a big V cut, so you see most of the neck
It's like
and
all
chest.
the way down. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
The super
as-
V. You can see the belly button.
As
Not that
Ohm
bad,
has
not that
left
bad.
to go get ready, there's this like side conversation between Ghost, Maribel, and Demas. So we sent a guy out on a boat, and and Milos he was paralyzed, and Milos put him in the ocean. But
Okay.
Ohm is too fragile to know that.
Okay,
there's even more to that, but I'm
There's
afraid
more.
I don't and then Ohm really has a thing for Zatara. And like she like drained almost all of the water out of his body, and he seemed to be into it.
it's weird. Man. Don't look at me like that, Demas. I don't know. I don't know.
It was really odd, Demas, but to
Okay.
warn you, you know how he obsesses about things.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We ain't gonna untangle ourselves from Satara, my friend. This is a thing, man.
Okay. Okay. As long
Also,
as there's
I
time
told-
to do work
Sorry.
in between all of this other things, it's fine. We'll call it fine. That's the best we can do.
And he was really hurt when you left.
Okay. I'm sure.
Just
But a lot got done, so I think we're good. As long as that keeps happening, we're fine.
There's one more thing. A homeboy in
There's
the
more.
back. Yeah. So it wasn't just that he sat him in the water and we watched him drown. There may be another reasoning behind it. All I know that there was a tentacle that came up out of nowhere.
Okay.
well, there's demons in the water. There's
Yeah.
Leviathan in the water.
That could be plenty of things.
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
As
I can talk to
somebody-
I can talk to Milos about all of this later.
I don't know if you want to. I don't. know.
I'm sure it can't be much worse
You could have a fine
In
conversation with Milos and like
Then
stare
what?
into the black void of his eyes. It'll be a good time. Like,
We did our best to keep going when you weren't here.
Right. As long as we still have time to do work
Can I
that
just say
pays
I'm glad
us.
that you two are back. So
I
happy that
am-
you two are back.
I'm glad that Demas is back.
You're not glad that you're back? Would you rather?
Maribel's not glad. Or wait, is Raj not glad that Maribel's back?
I'm just gonna leave
Is
that
Maribel
hanging out
not
there.
glad that Maribel's back? You could have
Who is
stayed
upset that
Maribel.
Maribel's back? Is it Maribel or is it Raj?
yeah, is that Maribel saying, "What did I come back to?" or Raja saying, "What did I sign up for?" Like,
I think it's Maribel with what did I come back to?
Okay.
You can
City
go
Hill
back.
show.
No, I'm quite glad to be here with you. Just we did our best while you were gone.
And it seems you've done quite a lot. And a lot of opportunities and things to
no,
consider.
that was a lot, not well. That's
You've done a lot, yeah, for sure. I think we're fine. I think, okay, there is.
Are you bringing that with you? Are you bringing Basil back with
Yes.
you?
Yes, I think so. Before we dispose of Mr. Boz, I'd like to try to get at least something out of it, other than the satisfaction of killing the son of a bitch twice, which is infinitely satisfying. So we're gonna do that.
Shall we heist?
Yeah.
Shall we
So-
heist? Is it
social
yes.
heist.
Social
that's
heist.
social heist. What are we trying? So yes, we can social heist that.
So like, okay, Satara wanted something from us
Info.
that we have not.
Satara
told
wanted
Satara
information
yet.
about what's Skurlock up to, right?
So we
Because
have that
they're
information.
against one another, and she knows he's up to something, and who knows? Maybe she's up to something. She's up to something. Yeah. But she
Thanks,
didn't
bud.
know what Skurlock was up to.
Okay, so now we have that information, and we have Bazo and a bomb,
Yes.
which
and
is
Bazo
part
Baz-
of their
Scheme. Yeah,
scheme.
Balzabaz
So okay,
obviously has more information than what we already extracted. So like this she's gotta want him.
I think I
Just
can
to like absorb his knowledge.
I think
Or
I can
whatever
work with
demons can do to souls. I don't know.
Right.
It's not
Feast
pretty.
away. Perfect.
Yes. So yes,
do
we can
that.
go social heist this. Negotiate, bargain, or persuade. Detail being the social connection, which is Sitara, and we know that if we go to this one particular place, in this one particular park, and we drop this flower that I assume is probably something that we picked back up last time, and oh, it's magically still active enough because she still has reasons to want to be in touch with us, right? So
Yeah, the storm orchid. Can we maybe as a retcon or as a stress item or something like that have asked her for one as she was leaving after taking care of Ghost to say,
I
well, we will
think
need to reach out. We will need to get in touch with you. Can you
I,
give us one
I
of your
think even
markers?
after she left, it was probably still there.
Okay.
Like for somebody to just have picked up afterwards.
Okay.
And like it's a cut flower, but it's survived for like well over a week at least in game now. Right? Like
And
this thing is still alive, probably because she is choosing for this thing to still be alive. So you have a way to
Was
get in
the
touch with her.
implication that it had already been cut when we got it from the red sashes as well, to where it was like that was their orchid that we took.
I'm
Oh,
not sure.
I think we did end up with their storm orchid.
They
I think
gave us
that I think that was part of the downtime action of like gaining something or something like that. Like we had to kind of like earn that thing.
Yeah, but I'm just maybe it could have even been cut before that. It's just
Like it had been cut and was still alive because she wanted them to be able to get in touch, kind of thing, and then they
Right.
passed it
Mhm.
off.
Mhm.
That could be, yeah. Who can know, man? When demons are involved, flowers, who even knows how long those things last?
you know, she is
Yes.
playing Etch-a-Sketch with my tattoos, so I
Okay.
fully
The good-
believe
the-
she can keep a flower alive.
The good news is, for the most part, like the night sweats and the like constricting feeling is like kind of backed off. But sometimes, especially like when you were in the like hideout and like said Maisley out loud, like you kind of got that little like tight chest feeling from it.
Mm, lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So who wants to roll an engagement roll to go visit Satara? Oh, yeah.
I'm almost accepting the credit for if it's a really good roll or a really bad roll, but I guarantee it's Ohm's fault, whatever it is.
Right. Ohm has been practicing their like high Taikarosi.
Really high archaic Taikarosi.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah,
not going to
yeah.
get like grammar lessons every time he tries to say something again.
Yeah, I mean,
Or,
like
yeah.
the grammar lessons are still coming, and Ohm will appreciate them for what they are, but like we'll do their level best to not invite quite so many.
Try to get the lessons to be like, oh, you need a different tone on this word rather than that was the wrong conjugation. Right?
Yeah.
The goal is to get the more
Yeah.
advanced grammar.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Should have used the subjunctive here. Right.
Yeah, so on the fortune roll, let's begin that process.
Yes. Right, so the engagement roll is a fortune roll. It starts with 1 die for sheer luck. So we're at 1 die. Is the operation bold or daring?
We're talking to a demon, but the demon so far is kind of okay with us. I don't know. It's like daring because they're so powerful, but like not really bold because they're expecting
Take
us to
it,
deliver
right?
them good things.
That's fair.
Okay.
Like bold
Okay.
or daring doesn't say it has to be both.
Okay.
Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Not particular. Does the plan's detail expose a
two
vulnerability of the
factors.
target or hit them where they're weakest?
Something that she wants, is that a vulnerability? That like we're actively providing her with something that she really wants? Like it's like like we knew how much Bazo Baz loved whiskey, so we brought him whiskey. We're bringing the demon a
Yeah.
soul of someone that she doesn't like. So it's
I
kind
think
of
when we get down to like there's a section for like other elements to consider, I think we're definitely in there. I don't know about exposing a vulnerability of the target, right?
Okay.
That would be more like, oh, she's susceptible to something, therefore we are doing that thing.
She's
Yeah.
hungry for souls. Ooh, good to know.
have a soul.
Hey, who's not, right? Like that's
Right.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations?
It's talking to people? Maybe. I
No,
don't
yeah, this is us
Yeah,
agreeing.
I don't think it's really a thing. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for the operation?
Who are my friends again? I forgot about all my friends.
I mean,
No,
well, no,
I
I
have a
guess we can't.
pitch.
Okay, yeah.
In the interrogation of Baso Baz, he told you what's, at least in part, what Skurlock was up to, and that is the thing that she is interested in. And Baso Baz was a friend, right? So he counts as a friend or contact
wow.
helping
He
Wow.
with the.
does.
That's
There we go.
We have been
That's
milking
amazing.
Bazobaz from the beginning, and I demand that we never stop.
We
Even
have
now that
gotten
he
our
is
money's
dead,
worth of Bazo
we are
Baz.
still working Baso Baz like a punching bag.
That's right.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
I hope not.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, well, that's your chance to introduce it. It's like, if you're going out there and like, oh, back in the bushes, it's like, yeah, I recognize that's Costa's perfume, right?
Is that a Skurlock thing? I
It
mean,
could be a Skurlock thing.
Skurlock probably knows where his hole kind of was. Has probably learned by now that we're maybe not going to follow through on our whole Skurlock agreement.
Surprised we
do,
don't
do,
need the demon heart anymore.
do y'all want Skurlock in here as
Not
opposed to this?
particularly.
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
No, not really.
Scarlock is going to be involved enough later. I don't think he's got to be here at this step. Let him show up when he shows up.
All right. Are there any other elements you want to consider? there was one a second ago, and I forgot what it was. Oh, you have the storm orchid, right? That was
Yeah.
Mhm.
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got that.
That
That's,
that
and she
that
knows
we
that's
are
out there. That's an intentional way that she puts out there to get in touch with her.
that
Okay.
and we're actively bringing her things that she wants, which I feel like should make her a little nicer to us. You know, like that's the
Yeah. I mean, we're up to like 4 dice. Are y'all sure you don't want Skurlock trying to muck this up?
I'm happy with the 4 dice, I think. Actually. Like let's just leave those 4.
We just, yeah.
Well, it
Just
says
a
maybe a
taste.
higher tier target will give you -1 die, and she's higher tier, so you're at 3,
Okay.
Okay.
which is still pretty good.
I mean, 3.
Pretty
We could
pretty
do it
good.
with 2.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you
Well, if
sucked.
that's the way you feel about
Quit
it, then
being
yeah, like,
vented.
why
Stop.
are there all these
Vented.
dudes in plague doctor masks following us down the street? Oh, no.
Okay, so we're at 3. We're not allowed to bring any
Who
back.
we've
guys. I
also
get it.
established in the past have started working for Skurlock. So it's,
Right. We'll take. Let's do 3. Let's roll 3. I think.
yeah,
Nobody's
we'll
going to
take
go
3.
against us. All right.
We'll take 3. Okay.
All right. Submit. Notes. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
We just needed 1.
we just needed
Really?
one. Yes.
That was our 1 die for sheer luck.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Let me pull up the right map so I can give like the right names for all this stuff here, because like it's a particular park and a particular thing. It was in.
Before we go into the heist, could we take a break?
Yeah, that is actually a very, very good idea.
All right. Let's see here. Do we have... I think I recognize most of the folks in chat. I don't know if anybody in this chat doesn't already have Legend Keeper. So yeah, let's not worry about giveaways today, but just go do, what is that, a 10-minute break?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, so everybody, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. If you want a copy of Legend Keeper, you don't already have a copy of Legend Keeper, I won't even turn on the big giveaway machine. Just put like give me Legend Keeper in chat, because there might be one of you. It might not be. Please.
That's the real magic word to enter the giveaway.
Please.
Please. Yes.
All right. So yeah, we'll be back and we'll start our heist where we go meet Ohm's crush and demon lady Satari, who is going to destroy
Atari.
something. Hopefully not us.
The Atari 5600 gaming console, or 2600, whatever.
Stop. We'll be right back.
Wrong
Promise.
conversation. Okay. We'll see everybody in 10 minutes. Ah. Oh, it did go. Hey.
I am a light. I have a light loadout as we come back. Just want to.
Hi. Yes. Sorry, we came back and then like my whole little thing for like, hey, let's switch between scenes like suddenly stopped responding properly and then fell over and it's sorted out now. Thank you. Yes. So we were headed out to see Satara. We have done our engagement roll. How much gear is everybody bringing?
I'm lightly loaded.
Yeah. Also, light on the load.
Is anybody else like more than light? Or
I'm gonna go light.
I'm like,
okay.
Well, I really hope no significant violence goes down here. We're going to be a little.
That would be real rough for us.
See, this isn't David running a game, so we don't have to worry. It's just a random 6-layer deep Shivrab data mine or whatever.
I needed to introduce it at some point. Y'all gave me the perfect opportunity.
Schrodinger's Chexican box.
Yeah.
Please tune in on Saturdays when we go over the Chexican menu. for Roy's.
Okay, but what fusion restaurant's next? Because like
Oh, we gotta
It's just
get
two
some more
spinning
love
wheels.
out of
No,
Roy's.
yeah,
We
we
gotta
We
get
do,
ride
we do.
Roy's
Yeah,
for a
Roy's
while.
gets at
Uh,
least more time before we have to go
Mhm.
too far another direction.
Yeah, people, fans like Jago's put real effort into a menu. Like we've got to do something with that.
Right.
Oh yeah, there's a whole list in Legend Keeper. We got like a dozen different dishes, and he put them all on the menu, and it's great.
Y'all, you don't even know what's coming for Roy's.
And
It's
the
gonna
only
be
thing,
it's gonna be crazy.
yes, and the only thing that hurt about the whole thing was finding out that at least two of the things that we made up for that game already exist in the real world.
Yes. And of course it's at a Texan kolache chain.
Yes,
Well,
so
yeah,
you can get your
the kolaches that we were even referencing were already Texan, but not quite Tex-Mex. So we were already Tex-Mex adjacent from the get-go
yes.
with the meaty
Um,
kolaches.
yeah, so Giagos, you were asking in chat. Wait, what? Kolache Factory, who has stores all across the U.S. On their menu, they have a huevos rancheros kolache and a chicken enchilada kolache that has chicken enchilada stuff inside a kolache. So
they are delicious.
they are already ahead of us
I
before
am
we could
both
even
I am
make
both
stuff up. By
I am both
trying to make stuff up,
I am
we
both
have stumbled onto
amazed
reality.
and infuriated that our
Exactly,
made up
right?
restaurant
Like,
already kind of exists. Oh my god. Okay. The things you learn, right? Playing games.
yes,
We gotta double
yes.
down on the check side, right?
We
gotta
really
double down.
do.
It's the only way
That's
to
really
win
the way to go.
is to go beyond kolaches, right?
Yes. J Matt, yes, please bring us more. Bring us more menu items. We've got to beat these stupid
Yes.
kolache factory posers.
A multi-million-dollar chain, and we're going to war with them. Yes,
That's right.
I'm here for
Absolutely.
it. I'm
Dude,
here for
I'm
it.
just telling y'all, we get some good trademarks in. Mm?
Mhm.
Can go to town on these kids.
Somebody will pick up that dream. We just gotta find a guy
We
named
can,
Roy
we can
who's
still file
gullible
the
enough.
application for Colachos.
Nachos.
Yes.
And then we need a lawyer, and then we get our own kolache
Hey,
restaurant
we know a lawyer.
by
I was like,
a
don't
lawsuit.
we
We
know
know a
lawyer?
lawyer.
We do. He was in the game. He was in the Cyberpunk game. Yeah, see, we've got all kinds of things.
Right.
No, J-Matt, come, don't switch sides on us now, bro. We did so much work together. Okay,
They're
sorry.
barely scratching
Anyway,
the surface of Mexican cuisine.
Back to the game.
yes,
the
back to Blades in the Dark, where all the food involves like seaweed and like eel and like plenty of hagfish, I think. Which somebody else was posting a bunch of
Uh,
hagfish stuff on Twitter the other day, and I had to be like, dude, hey, I don't follow you for a while. So
Jagos is not part of the Legend Keeper, and I feel that as our official scream sheet guy, he needs some
He needs
editing
that.
access.
let's
Sorry,
figure out.
different convo, but
Yeah, Jagos,
Yeah.
that's a fair point. That's a fair point. You have been a consummate contributor to our lore and documenter of our zaniness. Let's talk on the Discord later on, and we will figure out how to get you in there at the very least as an observer, so you can see our what we
yes,
put up.
what
Our
else? What else?
ridiculousness.
Already recorded. So Blades in the Dark. It's like this other
Yes.
game. I don't understand what's
Yes,
going on. with
yes,
it.
and
It
we
does a
are about
thing,
to go
and
meet
yes,
a demon lady. Everything's
yes, you're about to go meet
It won't-
Satara,
oh
the
my
demon,
God.
sometimes referred to as the Woman in Black.
fine. Yeah.
You're headed out to Six Towers again. We spend a lot of time in Six Towers, despite our best efforts, to go visit Mist Shore Park. Mist Shore Park is like all the way over on the east side of the city, along the Mist, which is one of the bigger rivers. And that river separates the easternmost edge of the city from the far shore, which is where the lightning wall is. And we know that there's this one spot where there's this like collapsing tower called Red Fog Tower. And there's an aqueduct that actually crosses to the far side and goes under the lightning wall and out into the Lost District. Way back when, before the Cataclysm, that used to still be part of the city, and there are still like ruins out there. But the Cataclysm came, and everybody had to hide, and they're all inside the lightning wall now, so that whole area is like abandoned. There are people who go and like scavenge outside the wall and stuff, but you're not them. But this
Probably run that in
aqueduct like
Trophy
runs.
Dark.
What was that?
You'd have to run that in Trophy Dark. It's a whole
You
different
know,
game.
I've thought about it before, and I thought about doing it earlier today because I have an idea for how to do it in a way that if the characters die, you'll be happy. So
We need this.
I think I can make this happen. Yeah. Uh,
Good.
it'll make a good break when there's like a little bit of downtime for something. But yes, Red Fog Tower is where this aqueduct like crosses back under and like it comes back into the city. And there's this platform there, and you know that if you go there and you set this storm orchid into the water, that Satara will come. So we're there. We're
You
at, like,
gotta make it worth your time. If she shows up and you're just like a looky loo,
oh yeah, if it's like
Oh, hey.
Ohm's just hanging out and he's got like this like random bouquet of they have this random bouquet of daisies, like she's not gonna be in a good mood. It's like,
Right.
I see you've come to offer me your water again, right? Like
Yeah.
that's yes. So I think we end up like kind of cutting to, we're here, we're at this landing with the aqueduct. We take the storm orchid and we set it in the water, and like everybody takes a couple steps back, and Maribel puts up her parasol.
Always.
Ohm does
Always.
not step very far back. Like takes a
Yeah,
half step.
because as you're standing there, it will
Wants to
start
be
to
in the
drizzle.
splash zone.
Yeah.
It will start to drizzle, and there will be like mist will roll in, and like the water in like the aqueduct will look a little bit like more active. Um, and then you'll see like off in the distance, and then it starts to become more clear. Like there's this wave cresting through the aqueducts as it like barrels down on like the point where you're at, and it kind of like hits the point of this platform, and like water sprays all over, and as it like kind of like drenches everybody except Maribel, who's like like aims the parasol, like nope, I know better. You're gonna mess up my boots, and that's it, right? Like, um, in the water, there's this kind of like elegantly dressed female figure. Um, it's just like a complete black outline. Um, she's human-sized. She's wearing what looks like Akarosi fashion, but out of date by at least like 50 plus years. I think we said before, like 50, 70, 75 years ago. This was high fashion for Akara for Duskfall. And that's kind of what she's wearing. Kind of the outline of that, right? Because she's just like total pitch blackness to look at her. And she has like a hat with a little like veil to it and stuff. And yes, as you come back, she'll you can hear it in her voice where she sounds pleased, like, good. I assume you've come bearing good news, right?
We have. Yes. Uh, may I still refer
Demas
to...
is bowing.
Yeah. Ohm is bowing and such and
So
they ask, if it pleases you, to still refer to you as Satara, we've come with success in our wings, and wish to bestow upon you what we have learned.
she's like, yes, success, more than you realize. But go ahead.
I very much would like to introduce you to new members, not new, returning members of our group. Demos, looking back, in a proper bow. We talked about it on the way over, and and has she met Maribel before? Okay.
Yeah. Maribel
Okay.
was here the last time that you guys were here at
That's
the
right.
tower.
That's right.
She is the reason I went to jail.
That's right. Then instead, it is, I would like to introduce you to a new face, a returning member of the group, Demos.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure to meet in person yet.
Like, oh no, we haven't met in person yet, Mr. Pavlik.
Yes, of course.
But we'll discuss that in a moment.
Excellent. I'd love to.
We have come to ascertain what Skurlock is doing and captured an agent of his that was integral to the plan.
Really?
Did so pull out the spirit bottle and say, I present the soul of one Mr. Bazobaz. It's
Make sure
funny.
that Ohm is not in direct line between her and the bottle. Like glancing back, if Ohm is like directly, they are stepping out of the way in case there's some kind of effect or grab that would eviscerate Ohm on the way to the bottle. Ohm is like, I don't want to be directly
When
between.
a spear of water goes through him,
Yeah.
no, that's not. No, so are you like just holding it up or taking it over to her, or like what do you like?
He'll hold it out and say, "It's funny. I thought I had done away with Mr. Paz already, but here he is again." And I believe he might be of some interest to you, but that is secondary to the information that we uncovered.
Yeah,
Prior
she
to-
will like make a gesture, and the jar will like kind of like lift out of your hands and head over to her. It kind of like hovers in front of her, and like you see her lean in and kind of like look at like Baso's face, and then she like kind of like does another gesture and kind of like sets down on the edge of like the brick edge of like where the aqueduct pools here. Right, like it comes into the city if you look at the map, and it makes like kind of a ring, and you guys are kind of like in the
Yeah.
middle of that ring, and it just kind of like sets it down on the edge there between
If
where
that-
you
means
are
it's
and where
still in
she's
play.
at.
If
It's
that
still
looks
in
like
play.
it's going anywhere, like off the ledge or about to break or something, Maribel is not letting that happen. Like if she takes it again, fine, but like
If there's like a
Oh,
sudden
it's
gust
like-
of wind.
She
other
is-
actions.
Yeah, she is very close. Like she's directly inside that ledge, so it's like basically like a foot in front of her feet.
Okay, I just don't want it to break.
Her
That would
feet.
be
Yeah.
yeah, that would be Maribel's thing.
Ohm kind of begins again. Prior to capturing this agent of Skurlock, we questioned him thoroughly and came to understand that Skurlock is building a weapon of great power. I believe it to be a hull that Bazobaz was planning to operate himself. And that hull was to be powered by the heart of the fire demon guy. I'm so sorry that I never.
Yeah.
Argaz is to be powered by the heart of Argaz, which, if my understanding of it is correct, would afford it untold power I had not yet seen in my lifetime. And their project was not quite complete when we captured Bazobaz, which was very, very recently.
Yeah.
Me, I have a funky sense of like what time has really transpired, so I'm just gonna say
Yeah, it's
very
like in the
recently.
last day or so, something like that. Yeah, it's been recent. Yeah.
Did we mention the empty vessel?
We have
Is that-
not. That is a great. We've also come to learn that Bazobaz and Skurlock and their ilk worship are members of a cult known as the Empty Vessel, and that is one of the things that unifies them.
She will kind of nod at that one and like kind of like cross her arms, like, yes, it's cute that you've come to realize that now. Kind of.
Just heard it's cute.
Well, no, Ohm like looks back and Dima's like, did we fuck up? I don't want to fuck up in front of her. Did we just make me look stupid in front of her?
Hey, she said cute.
It's true.
No. So
There's so much
you didn't fuck
communication
up, but you
between
know,
us.
Demas did at one point have a dream of Maisley in like what is Sitara's lair with the empty vessel object there. So
Mm-hmm. She's got it already.
yes,
so that's not
thank
like
you
an
for
issue,
telling
but-
me about the cult that I already have their holy relic of.
Yeah. Looking back at the group for confirmation, basically Ohm is asking with their eyes, like, is there anything else that we haven't mentioned?
I think that's all the information we have.
Okay. And then, like, kind of shifting back full attention to her, head staying low this entire time, speaking in, Taikarosi now, saying, we humbly hand, we humbly bequeath these to you as per our agreement and our desire to, what is it? Be in her good graces.
Oh, you've done very well. She's very
Like full body blush.
eloquent.
And
Stop!
Not
All my
even hiding it.
stocks are feeling warm. It's like, yeah.
not the stocks. I was also curious, as we've already
Ohm like shushes him. She was about to speak.
this is I've noticed your influence on certain agreements I had made. As in that way, I believe we're in a similar business. Of course, though on vastly different levels, of course. And he kind of gestures to Ohm, like, yeah, I know. I know
It's
that.
like- it's like,
Ohm
"Stop,
was probably
stop."
already up in arms about that one. I was like, I was wondering if I could perhaps, well, I would love to not this whole situation.
She's like, yes, it's been a long time coming for the two of us to have a bit of a discussion.
Right. I'd love to have that now.
Yes.
Ohm like looks between the two of them, probably finally connecting the dot that they are linked in any way, and is like probably visibly upset.
It's like, I am so jealous.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like not saying anything, not like making it a thing, but it's just like, huh, I don't like that.
You're stealing my girl, man.
Stealing already stole.
Stolt.
Before there was even start here.
Done stolt it. That's what we need to do more of. We need to do more stulting, I guess.
More stulting and more demanigans. Demon
Yeah, more
shenanigans. That's yeah.
We need to replace the demanigans with stulting is the thing.
Yes, but she will say, yes, it's been a long time coming for us to have a bit of a discussion. I'm afraid we have competing. She struggles to find the right word, and she probably says something in like old high Taikarosi that like even Ohm doesn't necessarily grasp.
Yeah, if you like kind of gives a glance at the teams, like, oh.
Yeah, it's like it's the closest you can figure out is like it definitely shares a root with the verb for like I want, like it's something she's after and she wants, but like there's a complication here where I'm afraid the thing that I want is the thing that, well, I don't know if you want it or not, but it is bound to you, isn't it?
Yes. I would love to remove that complication. You know.
Like, well, that depends. If I know, sure. It depends. Do you mean she wants to be with people? Yes. Under the sea. Sorry, Eskimo is like commenting in chat. It's too good. Sorry. Yes. Well, that depends on what you mean by wanting to be rid of this complication, Mr. Pavuk. Do you mean that you wish to recover Maisley, or you wish to no longer be bound to Maisley?
I would much prefer the latter.
There is just a slight snicker from Maribel at the answer to that, or the question of that.
Our bond came in a moment of weakness, one that I do not intend to repeat.
Well, I don't know that I would have called it a moment of weakness. A moment of caring for something that was ultimately doomed, I'm sure, but I can
Sentimentality,
understand.
perhaps.
Yeah, I can understand your concern around it, given the current state of affairs. And I have to admit, she is a promising student, and I can see great things in her future, in her near future, if need be. And she kind of like cocks her head down, like in the direction like Vaz's jar on the ledge.
That's
Oh,
so
I
But
would love to.
fucked.
yes,
I would love to get out of the way of that.
like I can certainly assist in that, but it's not going to be without its dangers. Like, she got Griffith undemon bound, but like I think Griffith, you took some pretty significant harm in the process for that. I don't remember what all it was.
Yeah, Demon Scarred and was level 3, and it took me 3 games to get that down to just Scarred.
Well, level 3 is what's on the table if I do nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm hoping to
Yeah.
negotiate a slightly better deal than that.
Like what she's able to offer you would basically be like, yes, I will break it and you will be, soul sick for like level 2 harm until you can deal with that. But you're not incapacitated, right? Like
Right.
it's not in the middle of a thing when you're trying to get something accomplished. It's when
And
you're
it's at a
nice and
timing of
calm.
your choosing
Yeah, when
instead
you're
of
here,
like just in the
spending
middle
some
of
time in the drizzle in the park. When there's like a boom of thunder in the background, because of course there is, right when somebody says something like that.
But yes, I
She's like, but if you wish to be free of this bond, and I certainly want to be, um, I don't have good words for it for myself as Mike, but like, she's like, I have a destiny in mind for Maisley. She has a purpose to serve. Like, I believe that would be easier without this.
right.
If
And of
nothing else, I
course,
believe you would be far happier if she served said purpose without
I would
this.
love to get out of your way. Nothing more. Maybe even help you along if necessary. I'm not beyond a bit of dealing here. To lessen consequences. But these things are beyond me. At least this part.
She's like, yes. Well, if that's what you will, then I can separate this bond. And you realize what's on the table, of course, for her to do this. She's like, and then I'll turn my attention to Mr. Boz here. And she doesn't stroke her beard because she doesn't. She's a lady.
Will he be a continued problem to us?
To you, no.
I would hate to have to kill him again.
I don't believe you'll get that opportunity. But
Wonderful. All the better.
but I believe he still has valuable information for the time being.
Of course.
As long as it never comes back to us.
Like, oh no. I'm far too thorough for that kind of a thing. Don't you worry.
She telling the truth?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You don't get to be thousands of years old demon without like being thorough about getting rid of the ghosts, the bad guys.
She's been around probably for like the entire duration of this whole shindig, right? So she knows how the ghosts work. Right?
Yeah.
She's got it.
And she still exists in the version of this shindig with like airships and like like
Right,
some of the other
yeah.
little short add-on games.
Yep.
Yeah. So yes, if that's what you want, I can certainly do that.
It would be a burden and an obstacle out of my sight.
It's like, well then, come here. Step forward.
Right. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, Ohm gets out of the way of that one.
Maribel is gonna like link arms with Ohm and just stand back.
Yeah. Ohm is gonna like lean into Maribel a little bit and just like whisper, "I hope she doesn't take his arm."
It's a concern, right?
Yeah,
Very much so, yes.
she better replace it.
Too
if she
soon.
does.
Too soon. Yes. So as you step forward, she like kind of
He
like
just
moves.
plays one-armed characters from now
Yeah,
on.
that's my thing. I just you know, play the one on
So
character.
slow. I just clicked on what y'all were talking about. Took me a second there.
Yeah. So she will like do that thing where like she glides. Like she doesn't really step. She just like glides farther up to the edge, and like kind of like leans over as you like come close.
Mhm.
Um, and as you do, she'll kind of like this like inky black like total darkness hand. She'll like kind of like brush it across your cheek for a second, and then she like does kind of like this kind of motion, and it kind of goes straight through the middle of like your bridge of your nose and your forehead with a hand into your head.
Mhm.
And that's the part where you black out in pain,
Of course.
and the screaming goes on, and of course, um,
Maribel
but
has turned her head into like Ohm. Like
oh yeah,
she is not
Yeah,
watching.
Ohm is
we'll get to
just
the ambient harm for everybody else in a minute.
Ohm is
She is not
just like
watching.
spellbound watching her like
Mm-mm.
God, I wish
exercise
that were
her
me.
power.
But yeah,
I
you'll see her hand like come
No,
back
Ohm
out
doesn't
like
want
this
this for
direction from
themselves.
his
No,
head.
Ohm does not want this, but enjoys witnessing it for sure.
I thought at first that I was gonna be holding Ohm back from like something weird, but really what it is he's now holding her up because she's terrified.
Yeah. Um, and then, like so she reaches in like upwards, and like you see her wrist like rotate as like Demas is there like kind of slack and dangling from like his head off her wrist, and then she'll bring her hand back out upwards. Um, and Demas will kind of like probably flop down onto his knees on the ground. Um, and like you'll see like all those snake tattoos like drip off him onto the ground and like go up the side of the brick and like into the water.
God, she's a terrifying woman. Why do you like her?
Why don't you? Oh my god.
So I feel like Milos, we talked about like it's level 2 harm for you of like like
Demas.
demon touch. Or, sorry, yes,
Yeah.
Demas. Sorry, I found an mildly older overlay, so I've got Maribel's name back, but I didn't have the Demas version to roll back to. So next time, sorry.
Been content. I
still-
played more sessions as Milos, I think. At this point.
It's close.
Like
We'll
a-
have to do a count. Yeah. So yeah. So for Demas, there is definitely like level 2, like demon psychic surgery. Like I'm not
Demon
sure.
trauma.
Yeah.
Resist that
demon.
shit.
I thought I couldn't resist it, right? I thought that was implied that that's not an option, but if it is resistible, I'll do it
Um.
to
Yeah,
just kind of
sure.
lessen the effects. Is that going to be a resolve?
Yes, I believe so.
What a coincidence! I get a bonus die on this because I've got the Iron Will thing from the Whisper
Ooh.
playbook.
Nice.
Let's see how this goes then. Okay, so 2 stress. That's appropriate. It's fair. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Cool.
I only had 2 to start out, so
Okay. Yes, and then to everybody else who's there watching this happen, that's like level 1 traumatized, terrified, because trauma is an
I
actual
would
thing. So,
like to
and you are
resist,
welcome to
please.
resist that. Yes.
Thank you.
I
I
too
would
would like to
to.
resist.
I'm gonna call
I
this
looked
level 1
away.
demon scarred.
I looked away on
Hey.
purpose.
Okay,
I
so
like
yes, Casey, you take 1 stress. Ohm, you take no stress. You're just
Ohm
fine.
was
You're like
into it.
this?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, Ohm was like, I expected this.
And Maribel, you are like horrified by what has happened, but you're not like stressed out by it. Yeah. Like, this is bad. I had Ohm to kind of like help cushion the blow mentally. You know,
Mhm.
things are there.
Mm.
It's like, it's like, well, you'll want to get him a good stiff drink.
Yeah.
I will erase that contract from my
let's I'll
I have
look
no
at
more contracts in play now that I think about it. Wow.
I'll look at Ghost and be like, help him, like, with my eyes, like, help him up. Like,
Come on, boss man. You good?
Ohm would kind of like gently pat Maribel's hand to be released
she'd let go.
and step forward.
That's
And
why.
and yeah.
That's why she was holding on to him.
yeah. Step forward and kind of ignore like basically totally ignore Demas.
The jealousy's still there. You can't acknowledge it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like this person came between us for a brief moment. No,
Hey, I did that for you.
it's true.
I'm
You
out of
did.
the way now. She's all yours.
Steps forward and says, Lady in Black, Satara, is your business with us concluded? Or is there more?
I think she'll say, I may have further use for you.
Shit.
We'll see. Right? Like this deal, this thing that we've had going on here, like, I did the thing for you, to free your friend from the grips of Argas. You said you would acquire the information for me, which you have done, and very well. I mean, thank you. I mean, Mr. Boz here will be very informative momentarily, I'm sure. So yes, in terms of this situation, this transaction that we had to, the scales that we needed to balance, yes, I am satisfied with the outcome.
This brings me great joy. Thank you. Looking kind of at the storm rose or the storm orchid.
Yeah.
Storm orchid. Is it like fading? Is it still there?
I think it's still there. I think when she like splashed up really hard, it landed on the ground in front of the intersection for the aqueduct pieces here.
Okay.
And it is there on the ground, kind of in front of your feet, and it still look alive, the same as
Okay.
it did before.
Then Ohm would like kind of like tuck their knees and kneel down in a like a proper way to not like, and reach forward with like, two little fingers and pick it up off the ground and say, we await your word and look forward to it.
She kind of nods her head. It's like, yes. Now, I have Mr. Boz here to deal with.
We've taken enough of your time. Thank you so much.
And I think she will like do like kind of a gesture like this towards the bottle, and you see the glass crack.
Shit.
And you see the bottle shatter on the ledge there. And then like there's the swirling mist, and like it's like Boz, and you see him like, I don't know who he would like try to lunge toward more, right? Like, is he more angry at Demas or Maribel? Okay, yeah. You see him like, like kind of go like that ghosty, angry thing that you've seen the ghosts do before. And he starts to make a move the direction of Maribel, and you just see like the water like come out and like just tangle around him and like just pull him back. And you just see Satara like, take out a hand that like goes around his neck, and like the little water ropes release, and she like holds him by the throat in ghost form.
That's awesome.
Even Ghost is gonna be like, maybe we should have just evaporated him. And I'm vicious.
It's like,
It had
oh,
to be
don't
done,
worry,
Bazos.
he will be soon enough. Like,
I think like before like he's totally gone or she totally has him, and Maribel's just like, it had to be done, Bazos.
Appreciate the gun axe.
That's cold.
I mean, okay. How how many times do we have to be mean to this guy?
That's gold.
I
It
think
had to
He's
be
piling on.
done.
What other personal digs can we think of in these?
He's
moments of,
able to
like,
squeak out that kind of like ghostly "I'm shouting down a hallway with an echo" kind of thing, like bastards one and all, right?
Probably see you soon, Bazo.
Tip the hat.
If you want to see what she does,
Nope.
No.
no, sure.
Ohm is
Ghost
watching.
Ghost has had enough of the lady in
She's
black.
yeah, she is there. She has him by the throat, and instead of like before, where she would like dissipate into that wave that goes across the aqueduct that goes under the lightning wall, she's like upright in her like humanish form, doing the glide across the water thing, holding him. And you see her reach the far side with the lightning wall, and just shove him into it for a second. And I mean, you can hear Basuba scream real well from there. Then like pull him back out, and like she talks to him for a second, and then she puts him back in, and then she takes him back out, and that goes on for a while.
Was
After like the second one of that, Ohm's probably gonna turn. It's like, okay, wait, actually, I am now
That's-
terrified of
yeah.
this person.
This was bad, and I was confused by what was happening, and now I see it's just bad. And then eventually, yeah, she does just, I believe the kids say, yeets him into the fence. That's,
Sim into the yes.
yeah. All right,
Fab.
got it.
You got it, Mike.
Yeet.
Maribel
This ghost empty.
will link arms with Demas to just help him along. But by
She wasn't
making it
lying
look
about
like
the drink.
we'll take care of you.
Let's go to Keller's.
That's
We just came from there like yesterday, but
I know
let's go.
it's where we've been, but
where we've
let's
been,
go
yeah.
back.
That's great.
Yes, Jaggos, they walk
Really?
just a little bit
Really?
faster
Oh.
away from the park.
Yeah, and I think that like Ohm would probably trail the group a little bit and kind of look back at the stage where everything happened and kind of have like a I don't quite know how to feel about everything look. Because Ohm was like all in, and now is like maybe I'm not all in.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's so dreamy, and then like we watched her
Yeah.
like just shove him in and out of the lightning wall, like,
Yeah,
just, like
like
over and over again.
that gets at Ohm's little soft heart. It was like,
Yeah.
whoops.
The
Okay.
the soft and the obsessed are kind of like
They're in
clashing.
diametrically
There's,
opposed
there
traumas
is a
right
good
now.
fight
Mhm.
between those two there. Yes.
Yeah,
Hard
absolutely.
same, soft and cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Then we can go home and round up.
We go back to Keller's. Is what you're
Go back
We
saying.
gotta
Back
go.
to Keller's is fine. Yes.
I gotta get that Scovlander EXP at the end of the session, so we're going.
Yeah.
So-
right. Like
so on our
Ulf
way
is
to
there.
Keller's-
Lucella is there. Yeah.
Do we take our masks off, our faces off?
Probably.
I mean,
We're not on the
once we get
job
to
anymore.
Keller's for sure.
I don't know.
'cause-
Yeah, I don't know if Keller's knows us or knows the faceless.
I think Keller's just knows demons
And me.
because he always goes there specifically
Like
to be, and Maribel because Maribel's been there for like
A couple days now. Yeah.
A couple days.
Yeah.
That's where
Well,
we went
and
to chill after
everybody
we broke
had
out
been
of
there
prison.
before, because like you did like
Mhm.
you played darts against like Ulf
Hey, that's why
Osborne's
I lost my
girlfriend
money.
and stuff, and
That's
yeah,
right.
like there was
Yeah.
some good times that went on at Keller's.
I have a contact there as well.
Oh, Maribel's contact. Yes. Oh, I forget what his whole like thing. Like he talks some cool way
Unintelligible.
that I don't remember.
He was the
Parker?
unintelligible.
That's right.
Was it
He was like,
Harper?
oh, that was
Parker.
that's bastard. That one, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good one. We need to talk to him. I bet he's got some good stuff to tell us.
Yes. So yeah, with like Fade to Black, everybody can go to Keller's. Like, we can like drink to forget what we just watched happen. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raise a glass to freedom.
You know, something you will never see again.
Probably.
Oh my goodness.
Disney, please no.
Yes.
No DMCA on that one.
Yeah. Want some XP?
Is that
Yes.
XP.
did we score that one?
That's a score.
Did we do
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a score. It went. In fact, I think the only roll we did all night was the engagement roll, but
It's
Yeah,
true.
it was a
That's
controlled
fine.
situation, right? So it was
Yeah.
like we would have
Yeah.
probably had to roll if we had flubbed that one, you know?
well, and yeah, if you had flubbed it or like you were going there to do a thing, but not necessarily to like get something from her.
Not
To get something
completely.
from her, but she kind of was agreeable on that front. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
we
like-
gave her extra, I think, to kind of, and that ended up paying for that. But right, we never did a roll around like, is Baza's soul worth freeing?
yeah. The thing I wanted was something that she also wanted. And so we didn't really need to exchange anything for it other than bodily harm to me
And words.
and words.
Right.
Yes. Let me find the.
That's true. The hokey pokey. Basil Baz does the hokey pokey, I think is the
That should have
title
been
of
the
that
name
clip.
of the stream.
Well,
Yes,
see, we
that
always know
man
these
got
things
yeeted.
after we play the stream.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. After the score, resolve payoff, heat, entanglements, and downtime in that order. So the
Probably
crew
don't get
earns
paid.
2 rep per score by default. If the target is of a higher tier, take +1 rep per tier higher. Star is tier 4.
Too
So that is
higher.
2 extras. That is 4 rep.
Oh, we're like right there, aren't we? On the
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we do the level. we
Yes.
do
So
a
that makes
whole
you go to
tier 2 and
1.
strong.
Reset. You get 3. Yeah, and so you are tier 2 and strong.
We
So
don't have to pay for
another
that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more rep, and you will become tier 3.
Whoa.
Yep.
We'd be pretty tough customers at that point.
For having only one plot of turf and very little money to our name, except for now that y'all came back for the prison. We're like pretty tough.
Demas and Maribel have money, but we were in the future, so we couldn't share a lot of that with the crew.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, but I mean, the crew has 4 coin,
Yeah.
It's true.
and Demas has 4
And
coin. I
now
don't know how
the crew
Maribel
has
is doing.
vaults. So
Yeah,
now the crew's
Also-
now we
going
have
to be
all
able
the
to save more.
vaults.
Didn't we just finish a thing? Oh, end of each downtime phase.
Right.
Which will be
Yes.
nice.
So we'll get there for you. Because Maribel has to be coming close probably to fill in at least one of those rows, right? Like,
I am. Well, we'll see what we get from this. But
okay.
at the end of each downtime phase, you earn +2 stash. And I'm pretty close to filling that first row. So
Nice.
I think it is fair to call this a small job and say that she has, like, she had a small strong box that she leaves for you, so you get the 4 coin from a small job, right? So like, there's a little bit of actual payout for this. Like, you brought her something extra, she'll give you something extra.
Cool.
If that's how she wants to see it, I will take it.
Yes. No, don't argue about money with a demon, right? Like they'll get real upset.
Yeah.
Okay. After a score, the crew takes heat. +1 heat for a high profile or well connected target. +1 heat if the situation happened on hostile turf. +1 if you're at war. +2 if killing was involved.
We
Does
did-
killing the already dead count?
We didn't do that.
No.
We
That wasn't
didn't do
us.
that.
That was Satara, and I'm sure she kills tons of people. She's probably got so much heat. Like,
Yeah. Okay, so I think high profile or well connected target is +1 there, right?
so does that bring us up to 8? So we got 4 coin for this one, so that bring us up to 8 coin total.
If we put it all in the crew, yes.
Okay, I don't have room, so you can put mine in the crew.
I have room.
I would like mine, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 goes in here. That's the one that would have gone to Demas. Griffith, do you want your coin or do you want the coin in the crew?
Let me check real quick. Blah, blah,
Well, I
blah.
guess I could put it in stash.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
Okay.
Take it away.
Yeah, I'll take my coin. How many
Reasons.
coin do I get?
One.
Yep.
Okay, so was this smooth and quiet with low exposure, contained with standard exposure, loud and chaotic with high exposure, or wild with devastating exposure?
I mean, it wasn't private, but it also
didn't-
wasn't a big deal.
It was
Yeah.
well, but it ended with some ghost screaming at the like electric wall.
Yeah.
So
It definitely made a ruckus in town.
I think like the lowest level is not quite right.
Okay,
The one right
so
above it, though.
contained with standard exposure.
Sure.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that's a total of 3 heat, which brings the heat up to
Ooh.
6.
I don't like that because we're about to roll entanglements.
Yep.
Oof.
But 5 and 6 heat are like the same.
No, 6 heat is its own separate chart.
Oh
Uh-oh.
shit. Romp.
Wah, wah.
So I need 2 of you to make a fortune roll with 0 dice for me.
I'll do one.
I'll do the other.
Heat. This job over. Heat. That was really bad.
Okay, so a 5 or a 2. So the thing that you got that lets you have the extra roll, that says you get to decide. Let me find where that one's at.
Yeah, roll twice and keep the one you want. And then when you
Okay.
reduce heat on the crew, take an extra die.
Just gonna pop that into chat so it shows up on the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So both of the possible ones that you rolled are ones that have 2 for that like row, right? Like 1 to 3 has 2 to pick from, and 4 to 5 has 2 to pick from. So we can either pick the 1 to 3 option or the 4 to 5 options. And then I'll pick which
Page
one
is
of those
this
two
on?
gets you. I don't remember, but I have a
I can
handout
just
for it here.
search.
Oh,
for
yeah.
this thing. Oh, okay. Yes. Heat 6. Okay.
So yes, the option is you get to pick either flipped or interrogated, and then I'll pick one of those, or demonic notice or show of force, and I'll pick one of those.
I
So we can
kind of
pay
like
3
demonic.
coin.
I
I
kind
was
of
like,
like
the
demonic notice or show of force. Honestly,
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Demonic notice feels relevant.
Or even we could just hide until it loses interest, and then that 3 rep just puts us at 0 on the new bar. So like we just lose that extra that we had from the level up, right? So I mean that's not the worst. That's probably like the least bad thing we could,
let's
that could
do
come
the
out of this.
least bad thing.
Like, because that way we don't have to get entangled with more demons.
Well, hold on. Mike gets to decide if it's a show of force or demonic notice.
Is that it?
Because Mike said he was going to decide which one.
Gotcha.
You
was
pick,
the
yeah,
five.
you pick which row, and then that gives me things I can do.
But
pick
if
out a
one of
script.
the things is just laying low,
I mean, that said, I do like demonic notice, so
Yeah.
shocker.
I think that's.
mean,
I
like-
definitely prefer that row to the other one.
okay.
what road?
The demonic
Versus
notice or
like
show of
flipped or
force.
versus flipped or interrogation.
Also, we're back in the arrest area, so let's get some heat off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next downtime, please.
Right.
I don't want to get arrested again.
You wouldn't go back this time.
No, it's in Maribel.
Probably.
Or maybe even Griffin, just to teach him a lesson.
I was gonna say that's the correct answer.
It
That's
depends on how much power he wants to exert over Maribel.
No, Maribel's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I can work with that. I I got ideas. I'll work that in because I think I'll end up tying that into stuff from downtime actions.
Yeah, I at least want to hear the dark offer before I decide to hide from it or accept it for sure.
Yeah.
Act like the dark offer's coming to you. There's
It's
a
coming to
very
us.
there's a very holy person who is smitten with the demon.
Yeah. It might be that she's like, I really need this from you. And I was like, maybe I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'm gonna do exactly that.
And I still have residual effects to my demon.
All right. At the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP2 if it occurred multiple times. Did the crew execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation? There was the passing of information about Skurlock and his operation.
Espionage.
So that's espionage. I'll tick 1 for that. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yes.
The big scary demon lady. Yeah. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one as being strange or savvy?
I think it was a savvy.
Yeah, it was savvy and it was a little weird.
It was.
Both of
It's
them.
really weird.
It was a little strange.
A little strange.
Okay, let's tick 2. All right. Did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew?
For sure.
Yeah.
We had a homecoming. We had a little homecoming bash.
Yeah.
Mm.
We had a fun inner conflict over we hired the daughter of somebody who built the ghost bomb. So
Right.
there's
Yeah.
some fun. That's going to be a good time to deal with.
I mean, that sounds like more of a positive.
Yeah.
We
So
can swing
that
that in our favor.
yes, that fills the crew advancement meter.
Awesome.
So there will be another advancement to add to the crew. So add +1 advancement in notes, and reset that. So we'll either get to pick
Ghost
one more.
Echoes is kind of dope.
Yeah, we can either have one more
Just looking
special
at it.
ability or 2 of the crew upgrade square boxes, or another cohort. But let's give characters XP before we try to mess with too much of that, which I had open and now I can't find. Okay. Maribel, did you address a
Yes.
challenge with deception or influence?
I don't think so. Honestly. I mean,
Is there something that you get experience for just being like, "What's up, Bazo Baz? It's me, your old buddy. Remember?"
I was gonna put some weight into to my traumas in my friends list later, but
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
but I
fine.
don't
Okay.
think that this one I got anything.
Okay. Demas, did you address a challenge with calculation or conspiracy?
I got rid of a contract that was no longer beneficial to me, so I think that's something.
Yes.
I think that's
There's-
about all the calculating and conspiracy I did, though.
Okay.
'Cause that was kind of the only goal for this session.
The thing I've been working on for several months. Oh God, get this off me, please. Get it off.
Yeah.
Did you address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem?
I don't think so.
I was just
Yeah.
showing off the masks. I don't think.
Yeah. Did a little bit with masks. But yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay. And Ghost, did you address a challenge with tracking or violence?
I was chill for the first time in a while.
I didn't give anybody the right things to do. Oh man. All right, for everybody, did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
We went to
yes.
Keller's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kellers. My background with Bazo.
Okay.
We brought up Leona, and can we say that because we were dealing with the demon, that could be something with our background?
It's
Being that I'm
definitely part of
Harper's.
Ohm's background for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
Ohm's
If-
drives were
Yeah.
used in this game for sure.
I was gonna say if it's not Ohm's background, it is one of Ohm's drives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make Satara
Then
love
just
me.
one.
I think maybe I don't know. I
They're
feel like
backwards.
Dima's trying
They're
to
across.
straighten up the papers, like metaphorically, of like, let me get caught up here. Let's cut away all of this confusion. What are we doing? And let's
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah,
think-
definitely like Ohm's like exposition was very Ohm. I feel like that
Okay.
was
Yeah,
exactly
for sure.
Mhm.
There.
I like that Ohm was the recap for the audience.
and did it backwards.
Yeah, like in case you've missed anything since Demas left,
Right.
here you go. Which is basically the past 3 months of this game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
3-4
Yeah.
months.
And you gotta understand it as backwards. That was my favorite part about doing the whole thing. Was like I can be like, so this happened because of this thing, because of this thing. That felt good.
Okay. Did you struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session? I think there
Cold
was
to
a lot
Baza
of touching
Boss.
on traumas for yeah.
Cold to Baza Boss, but also soft in handling the group and handling Baza Boss.
And what happened with Basso Boss, yeah. Like
Yeah.
the end, the final end of Basso Boss was yes.
Yeah, Demas was definitely chill to just like sit and watch that play out. Like I feel like people had to be like, yeah, let's go, because he was just like, I've earned this. This is
Can
my
I say
reward.
say vicious for me when I showed off the axe gun to him right before he got fried? Like, thanks for the gun, buddy.
Oh yes, that was cruel. That counts.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ohm is obviously obsessed, and
Yes.
and conflicted now. So soft at the very end there with Bazo Baz being tortured against the wall.
Cool. Then yeah, one if you hit one of those once, two if you hit any of them more than once. And that's character XP. And that's what I got.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Great game.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so-
Mike.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's
We can kick around ideas on crew upgrades for next time. And then yeah, if anybody has any questions about character upgrades, I don't know if that got anybody to the point where they get to buy new stuff or not.
it got me to one
Got me to one.
Cool.
because I
Yep,
was
same.
Nice.
Oh, I got something new. Oh, but
I'm picking up Foresight.
cool. Yeah. Okay. So that is now 4 assists for free
That we get.
when Demas and Maribel are both on a mission, because I also have
Whoa.
foresight.
Whoa. That's
Mhm.
awesome, guys.
See, you can go do all kinds of big, crazy stuff now.
I think Demas and I can just go by ourselves and
Yes,
get
that's right.
oh,
We're going out,
See how
we're
it
getting
is.
a butter
That's a
knife
steep.
and a straw hat, and that's the only thing we're taking. If we are going straight to Skurlock's Manor,
Skurlock's.
and that's all we
Somehow
need.
we're gonna
We
come
got
out
so
with
many
like
so many
just
bonuses.
a mountain of
It's-
coin.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that big book that still shows the sunny plains and fields and trees and stuff? That's gonna be plenty of coin. We get that out of his house. It's gonna take 3 of us to carry it, but
It's fine.
yeah, so thanks everybody for coming out. That's been Blades in the Dark for tonight. Check out highshelfgaming.com. And
Yes.
come join us on Discord and Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. And
We're playing Cyberpunk this weekend, right? And
Yep.
then I think on Saturday. The following weekend we'll be playing it on Sunday. We'll announce that again when we get closer, but definitely.
Cool.
Excellent. Thank you all. Good night.
night.
Bye.